Would you rather make small progress and hit the ground running come 2025? Or would you rather do nothing because you're gonna wait till the new year and then pray and hope that on January 1st, 2025, you just magically become a new person? Well, hello there. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Steph Porter. I create faith-based lifestyle, mindset, fitness content. I'm super happy you're here. Today is a different style video. So we are going to be doing a kind of sit down, 90-day reset, winter arc, how to get your ish together before the new year starts video. So I'm going to be doing my makeup while I tell you guys all the things. If you see me looking to the side, it's because I am type A and have written down some notes to make sure I cover everything. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and we will get started. Thing that I'm gonna tell you about, if you take nothing else from this video of this 90-day reset and getting your life together before the new year, becoming the best version of yourself, don't go into the new year with chapped lips. No, but seriously though, the first step of and I'm gonna preface this with, I'm gonna be doing my makeup. I'm looking at it now. I think every single thing except for this Laneige lip mask, everything is drugstore, and even this is on Amazon. So I will link everything that I use to do my makeup. I'm just gonna be doing like a everyday, you know, what do you call it, soft glam makeup look today. So I will link everything below. But first thing that I always do is put a little lip on. And I know this is supposed to be a sleeping mask, but I use it during the day. I don't know about you. I love it. I literally bought this, like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's about halfway gone. And I bought this time last year. It was like a Prime Day deal. And I use it like a few times a day. Like this stuff, it was like 20 bucks, but I have gotten my money's worth. So anyway, let's start the video. Where are my little clips? If you know me, I do my makeup. I have my clips so that my hair doesn't get, so my hair doesn't get like in the way, and two, I just don't like it like in my face. So these clips I also got on Amazon as well. So just clip this hair back. All right, so first thing that you are gonna wanna do, this is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is the GOAT of primers. But anyway, the first thing that you're gonna wanna do when you are, I think we're less than, by the time you see this, we will be less than 90 days, or whenever you're seeing this, it's still relevant. I think people have a misconception that if it's not exactly like it's okay, well, it's 80 days left, so I'll just wait till New Year, or well, it's already December, so I'm just gonna wait till January, or well, I didn't reach my goal in January, so I'll just wait till, you know, June or whatever. Like, there's never a bad time to start working on yourself and working on your goals, okay? And secondly, I'm a Christian, so I believe that God has a perfect plan, perfect timing, and it's not our timing. Anyway, so start working on your goals. I don't care if you're watching this on New Year's Eve or if you're watching this like the middle of June. All these things can still apply. You can start today and lay the groundwork for that new, better version of yourself that you want to become. If you hear anything in the background, I have 3 cats. One is a kitten, she's 4 months old, and she's got the zoomies. So anyway, got my primer on. So the first thing that you're gonna do is, and I don't recommend taking like too long on this because I think this step is something that we can get kind of caught in. And if you've ever heard like analysis paralysis, where like you feel like you need to be so ready before you do the thing that you never end up doing the thing because you're never going to be perfectly ready. It's this weird like fallacy, this like revolving door. I'll do this when I get ready. I will, you know, I'll launch the YouTube channel when I feel ready, or like I'll ask the person out when I, you know, or whatever it is. I'll go for that promotion when I feel, and you're never gonna feel perfectly ready. So if you get stuck in this step, you're never gonna take action. So this step, making sure it's so sticky, yeah. This step is to reflect and kind of assess where you are, right? So if you're watching this and it's the last quarter of the year, maybe you reflect on the first 9 months of the year, what went well, you know, where are your, what were those goals? If you had written down goals, and we'll get into goals next, but if you had written down goals for 2024, whatever year it was, you know, where are you with those goals? Like, which ones did you accomplish? Which ones are falling short? Like, which ones do you want to take into the new year or to the next quarter or whatever it is? Just kind of reflect and assess, be honest with yourself. I think that's also super important. You know yourself best, right? So like, be honest. Did you reach that goal? Did you really work toward it? Is it still your goal? I think a lot of times we have goals based on what we think should be our goals. I just put out a video and I'll link it down below where I told everybody that I'm 34 and I'm not going to have children. I don't want to have kids, okay? For a long time, I shied away from saying that because I didn't want people to, I just didn't want the opinions. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. This is so good. It's like $8. Ooh, they should charge a lot more for this, but thank God they don't. This is the Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I'm kind of in between shades, so I'm going to use both, but I feel like a lot of people, like, their goals are based on what they think society, like what their goals should be outwardly from society. Like, you should want to climb the corporate ladder, or you should want to have kids, or you should want to be a content creator, or whatever it is. And I think a lot of the time, if you're honest with yourself, maybe those are your goals, but maybe they're not. Okay, so once you've kind of assessed and realized like where you are with your goals, now it's time to set some new goals for the next 90 days, especially if you're watching this and it's getting your winter arc, which, by the way, the winter arc is just basically like that time of year where everybody kind of hunkers down. And I'll put the description or the definition up on the screen, but to me, it's basically just that time of year where you kind of hunker down and you really double down on your goals. Summer's over, it's darker out, everybody's just kind of working on themselves, and then you kind of emerge for the new year better than ever is kind of what I think it is. But once and this is the Essence Keep Me Covered Concealer. I have sensitive skin, so this is aloe vera, which is really nice. If you see me looking down, I've got my mirror right here. So the next thing you want to do is set some SMART goals. And if you haven't heard of SMART goals, it's an acronym. So you want to set a specific goal. I think that's a big thing that people get trapped in, is they set these super vague or like just large goals that really don't, like, I want to be a millionaire, or I want to be debt-free, or I want to grow my YouTube channel. Like, that's great, but let's get a little more specific using a damp beauty blender. This one I got on Amazon, like a pack of 5 is like $10. I'll link it below. But with those goals, you have to set, like, let's do SMART. So specific, I want to be debt-free by June of next year. Right. I want to pay off X amount of debt per month. If it's, I want to lose 20 pounds by the new year, which means I want to get even more specific. I want to lose 5 pounds per month for the next 4 months, or whatever, you know, it is. I want to take my business full time, which means I need to do X, Y, and Z in the next few months. Like, get specific, because that also doesn't give you an out because if you have a super broad goal, you can always say you're working on it, right? That's the excuse, is, oh, well, I'm working on it, you know? But if it's specific, you're either doing the things that you said you're going to do or you're not. You gotta be honest with yourself. All right, measurable is the next part. So obviously, specific, how are we measuring losing weight? Losing X amount of pounds per month? Or how are we measuring getting to debt free? Whatever it is, making it measurable. Like, you can check in with yourself and very easily say yes or no, I'm on track for this goal. That's what it is. Achievable, okay? Saying that you want to lose 70 pounds by the end of the year is not achievable. I'm sorry, it's just not. Unless you're going to just not eat anything for the rest of your life. But saying that you're going to lose 20 pounds is probably, with some discipline, probably doable. With the right help, doable. Saying that you're going to pay off $100,000 in debt in the next 3 months, probably not doable unless you're making buku bucks, right? So make sure that it is something that is actually attainable, but don't sell yourself short either. Relevant, okay? This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I'm like down to a little bit, so I won't show you, but, and then I'm just using one of these little triangles that I got also on Amazon. Almost everything I buy is on Amazon. So relevant, right? Like relevant to the time of year, relevant to where you want to be overall. Like for me to say, I want to play for the WNBA is not relevant to like my goals or my lifestyle or my height. But saying that I want to take my business full time and having measurable, attainable steps in that's realistic. So make sure that it's like relevant to you. And then the last part of SMART, the T, time bound. All right, you got to put a time limit on it. Otherwise, you're never going to get it. You will always find an excuse to buy yourself more time. Okay, if this sounds harsh, good. Like if this is resonating with you, if you're feeling like, oh, she's really calling me out, good. You need someone to. And sometimes I film these videos to call myself out. So, time bound. Okay. Next 90 days, next 6 months, next 2 months, all right? Don't pigeonhole yourself, but don't sell yourself short. You can do a lot in 3 months, all right? You don't need 6. There's a theory. I like to study a lot of mindset and like mental just like stuff. I forget what the theory is. If I figure it out when I'm editing, I'll put it up on the screen. But when you have something to do, it will take the time that you set it. Right? If you say you are going to take an hour to clean your house, it'll take you an hour. But if you say you're going to take a whole day to clean your house, it'll take the whole day. That's just how it is. Okay? So be realistic with that time. All right. Let's move on to the next step, which is to create an action plan, right? Like we've got our goals, we've reflected, we've been honest with ourselves. Now let's create the action plan, right? I'm gonna do my eyebrows off camera just because it's gonna take like a bit, but I use the Maybelline Total Temptation in medium brown. I bought this like 50 times. This is my absolute favorite. I will link it below. So I'll come back with my eyebrows. The next step, we are going to create an action plan, right? We are going to take those SMART goals and we're gonna put them into a schedule, okay? We're gonna allocate time for them, right? I tell my clients all the time, my fitness and nutrition clients, right? Like you need to schedule the things that you say are important to helping you move the needle toward your goal, just like you schedule that doctor's appointment or that meeting with your boss, right? That's non-negotiable, it's on your calendar. You need to treat the next 90 days in this action plan the same way, right? If it's taking a walk, a 30-minute walk every single day, or if it's watching a video to a learning module toward that degree or whatever it is, you need to make it non-negotiable, all right? If you don't schedule it, it probably won't happen. Be honest with yourself. How many of us said, oh, look, you start the day all willy-nilly and then you don't really have a plan. And then by the end of the day, you're like scrambling or feeling overwhelmed or guilty or unmotivated. Stop, okay? We're not gonna rely on motivation. That's another thing, it's a little bonus tip. Don't rely on motivation, okay? Motivation is fleeting. I'm motivated like 3 days out of the month, okay? The rest of it is discipline. If it's on my schedule, I'm gonna just do it regardless of how I feel about doing it because I know it will move the needle toward my goals, all right? Take the emotion out of it, put it on your schedule. So we're gonna do this stuff right here. If you were afraid to do liquid blush, the Essence Baby Got Blush is a game changer. Once you have that schedule, inevitably, It's gonna create daily habits. I look like Lunette the Clown, okay? Comment below if you know who Lunette the Clown is, all right? My Gen Zers won't know who she is, but I'm 34, I'm a millennial. So once you create those daily habits, this brush here is, again, from Amazon. I'll link it below. Once you create those daily habits, then you can understand and make a morning routine. And when I say morning routine, we're not getting up at 5 a.m. unless we're those people that do, all right? Be realistic with yourself, all right? I am not a morning person. I'm not going to get up at 5 a.m., okay? I'm just not. Am I gonna get up at 7? Probably, yeah. But 5, no. Like, stop trying to think that you are just gonna become this person that you think you should be, okay? My little side tangent here. Stop writing goals, especially when it comes to morning and evening routines. This is a pet peeve of mine, based on what you think they should be, because some influencer put together some aesthetic 5 a.m. morning routine. Stop. Just stop, okay? If you can get up at 5 a.m. and you want to, and that works for you, cool. But if getting up at 7 a.m. is better, or 8 a.m., I don't care if it's 9 a.m., okay? Be realistic with your schedule, your life, your goals, right? That curated, beautiful morning routine is gonna set you up to fail, because you're not that person. You're not her, okay? You're you. Find whatever works for you. Same goes with the evening routine. If your evening routine includes a 5-step, 15-step skincare routine, cool. But if it just includes you washing your face, making a cup of tea, and reading your Kindle before you go to bed to wind down, that's cool too. Find a routine, okay, that allows you to move toward your goals, right? Like maybe part of that routine needs to be setting out my goals for the next day, or just kind of looking over my calendar and like planning ahead. But it doesn't need to be a 15-step skincare routine and all this aestheticness. Let's stop, okay? Stop. Find a morning and evening routine that will help you move toward your goals. Okay? That's it. All right, now we're gonna do a little bronzer, and I'm not a makeup influencer. This is what works for me. These are the steps that work for me. If they are out of order with the way that it's supposed to be, or the way that other people do it, again, I don't care. Like, you've got to start doing things for you. This is what works for my face, so I'm gonna do it. If you want to follow it, cool. I definitely recommend the products. Do it in the order that works for you, okay? We're done with making goals or measuring ourselves up to these fictitious influencer people who curate the things that they show us online. Okay, this is my house. We're in my dining room. There's a cat behind the camera. There's one over here. Like, this is my life, okay? Bronzer is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This thing is worn. All right, I'm using again, from Amazon, but it's a contour brush. So next thing that you want to do, if you really truly want to reach your goals, I highly recommend seeking some accountability, okay? Especially if your goals include losing weight or getting more fit, I definitely recommend getting some kind of, it can be a coach if you want that to go that route, or an accountability partner, somebody that will check in with you and say, hey, how are you doing on that goal that you said was super important to you? Are you doing what it takes? That kind of thing. I tell my clients all the time, I am taking on new clients, shameless plug. If you need help with your fat loss or weight loss, fitness, nutrition, and you want to hit the ground running before the new year, the link is below to sign up, or you can shoot me a message on Instagram or an email. But I always tell my clients, like, what is your goal? What is it going to take to get to your goal? And what are you willing to do? Right? That's what somebody who's holding you accountable will do for you, right? They will remind you, hey, you said your goal was to lose 20 pounds by the new year, and you said that it was going to take X, Y, and Z. Walking 10,000 steps a day, eating high protein diet, cutting out junk food. But your actions aren't saying that. Has the goal changed, or do we need to kind of reset? That's what having that accountability does for you. Next step that I'm going to do in this routine here, for like my everyday makeup, here is a hack that I found another influencer, I forget who it was that I saw, but like you take like a fluffy like blending brush and you take your bronzer, you dip it in there, and then you use that all over your lid to give you a little bit of color without having like a full glam eyeshadow look. So the next thing that we're going to focus on is eliminating distractions, right? We are going to purge those distractions. And you know what the distractions are for you. For some people, it's social media. For other people, it's not, right? Like, again, figure out and be honest with yourself. Is social media a distraction for you? Yes, then maybe we limit it. There are apps that you can use. I've even seen an app where you can, as the longer you spend off your phone, that plants a tree, like you can gamify it. Maybe the distraction for you is something different. Whatever the distractions are, you need to detox and eliminate them. You have to be very discerning, right? You ever do spring cleaning and you go through the closet and you just get to the point where you're just like, all right, it's either getting thrown away or getting donated or kept. That's it. Like, do the same thing with the things that are distracting you in your life, right? If that means social media, then we're gonna cut it or we're gonna limit it. If that means certain people, well, love you from afar, you're not helping me move toward my goals. Whatever it is it helping you to move toward your goal, yes or no? If it's a yes, we need more of it. If it's a no, we need a lot less of it. And that is it, all right? Spring clean your life. I like that tagline. So I'm gonna use the NYX Professional Makeup eyeliner. I just think it stays all day. I hate when the eyeliner kind of comes like under here or this or that, especially when I go to the office and I don't, like if I'm in a meeting all day, I'm not in front of a mirror, I don't want to be self-conscious. So that's why I use this one. So I'm just gonna tight line right here. I just think it makes you look more awake when you tight line. And then I'll do my waterline. Yeah, if I wasn't talking to you guys, this makeup look would take like 5 or 10 minutes. So definitely what I use on my everyday makeup, just want to look a little more like awake and refreshed, and it's super cheap. Like everything here probably costs under $25 altogether. So right here, last thing, and this is the fun part, okay? Once you have taken inventory, written your S.M.A.R.T goals, created daily habits, done your detox, all those things, and now you're off to the races and you're starting on your journey and you're, you know, this is day 1, day 10, and we're moving toward our goals. This is the Essence Lash Princess Curl Volume Mascara, the pink one. It's like $3 or $4. Is linked below. Once you have done all of that, right, and you're on your way and you're a few days in, guess what you get to do? You get to celebrate your wins. You get to celebrate your progress along the way, okay? That can look like saying, I hit my protein goal 4 or 5 days in a row. I haven't done that in years. That's a small win, okay? You're gonna celebrate those because you're gonna stack those wins and you're gonna build the momentum you need to reach your goals, right? Do not wait until you think you have achieved them to celebrate your wins. Now, I'm not saying I got up out of bed this morning, unless, you know, that is something that you struggle with. But as an example, like if it's something you're already, like I brushed my teeth today. Well, I brush my teeth every day. Probably not something that we need to like celebrate. But if you struggle with mental health and maybe that is something that you struggle with, then yes, let's celebrate it. Whatever it is specific to you. If you take nothing else away from this video, you need to make goals and you need to celebrate the wins specific to you, okay? So you celebrate the progress, acknowledge your achievements. I've gone a month without smoking, or I don't know, I've hit 10,000 steps a week in a row. Whatever it is, celebrate those, okay? Let yourself feel that, okay? Because it will carry you through. Because today we're celebrating. Maybe tomorrow is not the best day, but today was. I'm going to carry that in. I'm going to ride that out, right? Doing the hard things, doing the things that you don't feel motivated to do, that you don't feel like doing. You know that feeling of when you get the workout in, even though you didn't want to? You know that high that you get, that feeling, that dopamine rush? You will get that the more and more wins you stack. And you only stack wins when you do things that are hard, when you do things that are out of your comfort zone. When you put yourself up for that project, or you talk to that person, or you walk 10,000 steps, whatever it is, that's how you build confidence in yourself. And the more confident you are in yourself, the more you know that you will achieve your goals and sustain it, right? Because that's the other part of it. Like we don't just want to achieve our goals, we want to sustain that progress. All right, a couple of closing remarks and we will finish out the video. This is the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. Make sure you have your little fan handy. This also is on Amazon. I linked it below. This thing has 2 settings. It's amazing. I also use it for my skincare to dry each layer, so it's not all sloshing around your face. Almost forgot my lips. We got the Honey Melting Lip. This is a dupe for the Tarte Maracuja. It's about half the price. So same thing, you just squeeze it down. And for an everyday makeup look, it's perfect. They do have a few different shades. Okay, so let's wrap up this video. I'm gonna wrap up this video with this, okay? If you are looking to change your life, if you want your goals, if you want your life to align with your goals, okay, you need to start being honest with yourself, setting SMART goals, building confidence by doing the hard things over and over and over again. And you need to stop, you need to cut out all the noise, right? You're not the influencer down the street, okay? And they're not you, right? The goals you have, the life you want has to align with you, okay? Not everybody else. That's the first thing. Once you overcome that and your goals and everything are truly what the life that you want, then there's no better time to start than now. Do not wait until the new year. Do not wait until the summertime. Don't wait until after the holidays, okay? The time is now. Like I said in the beginning of the video, would you rather lay the groundwork and get ahead of things, get the kinks out and hit the ground running on January 1st? Or would you rather wait till January 1st, not have a plan, not have the kinks worked out, and hope that you make it, and then when you don't, feel guilty about it, and then wait until after the summer, and then you just get on it, 90-day reset, let's hit the ground running. If you have any questions, comment them below. If you're looking for help specifically with fitness and nutrition goals or some mindset help, you need some accountability, I am taking on new clients. I would be honored to help you out. The link is below to sign up and secure a spot. It's a recurring monthly thing, and we meet weekly. All the things are explained. Or if you have any specific questions about my coaching or just about this video in general, you can comment them below. I would love to help you out. But do not forget, you gotta faith it till you make it.